There are 4 toxic habits killing your photo and video business right now, and I'm willing to bet you're guilty of at least 2 of them. And I know because I made all 4 of these mistakes myself, and these are the same exact patterns I see in creative freelancers who stay stuck at that $2,000 per month mark while watching others scale to 10K and beyond. Now the worst part, most people don't even realize they're doing them. So let's break down these 4 toxic habits, starting with number 1, perfectionism that leads to procrastination. Now this is what this looks like in the real world. You're endlessly tweaking your portfolio or still building your portfolio instead of pitching clients. You're spending 3 hours in Lightroom and Photoshop on a single photo, tweaking details that nobody but you will ever notice. You're gonna be researching gear for weeks instead of trying to actually book shoots. And you're waiting to launch your business until everything feels perfect. It's never gonna be perfect. This is absolutely killing your business, and here's why. Perfectionism is the enemy of progress. Now, I first heard that quote from Casey Neistat. He was a huge inspiration for me back in 2016 when I first picked up a camera. And listen, I'm not saying to send out garbage work. Your deliverables, they need to be solid. Your photos have to be good, your videos have to be good, but most creatives, they obsess over details that clients will just never notice or care about. Instead of trying to perfect that one photo or video for another hour or 2 or 3 or 10, put that energy towards actually improving your client experience or responding faster to client emails, things that clients actually care about and will hire you for again. While you're obsessing over these minor edits, other creatives are out there closing deals. Now, every day you spend trying to perfect your portfolio before launching your business or perfect that photo is a day that you're losing out on revenue. Now, before people start trashing me in the comments for telling you to send out mediocre work, I get it. There's going to be about 1% of photographers watching this who are currently charging $1,000 or more for each photo, for a single photo. And if that is you, perfection is literally what you're being paid for. Your shoots are in the high 5-figure range and you're charging that for just a handful of images. So yes, please obsess over perfection. But for 99% of you watching this does not apply. You're a service provider. You're not here to send one perfect asset. You're here to deliver great work that solves your clients' problems, okay? So that is why I am such a strong believer in this first point here. Now, before we dive into habit number 2, I've got something huge for you. I just put together my brand new client acquisition playbook and I'm giving it away completely for free. And this ebook, it's gonna show you exactly how to position yourself as a premium photographer or videographer. It's gonna make your niche profitable and AI proof. You're gonna learn how to master social media and outreach to attract high-paying clients. So if you want this ebook, just click the link in the description below and download it now. And this is the exact framework I use to go from struggling to consistently booking 10K projects. The second toxic habit is the comparison trap. So comparing yourself to others. This leads to imposter syndrome. And this one's sneaky because it happens mostly in your head. It's a mindset thing. So here's what it looks like. You're constantly stalking other creatives on Instagram and feeling inadequate. You're undercharging because you don't think that you're as good as someone else. You're afraid to pitch high-value clients who would happily pay you. You brush off your successes as just luck or good timing, or you're second-guessing your prices every single day. And this one is absolutely devastating because clients can hear that lack of conviction in your voice on those discovery calls. The way you speak about your service and how you can help clients shows them exactly what you can deliver. And that conviction, that is what clients respond to. And without it, you'll never be able to charge what you feel like you're worth. And it creates this total analysis paralysis where you're kind of frozen in place. So remember this, you're seeing other people's highlight reels on Instagram, not their behind the scenes struggles. Now that photographer you're obsessing over, they're dealing with the same insecurities that you have. Let me share with you how I deal with imposter syndrome because it shows up for me in a lot of different areas. Now for me, if I have a stack of proof, it will go away. So when I was starting my photo and video business, I felt major imposter syndrome until I started getting clients telling me how much they loved working with me and how great the assets were. And when I started getting case studies of measurable results of my photos and videos improving client sales, well, then the imposter syndrome feelings kind of went away. But they didn't disappear completely though, because when I started coaching other photographers and videographers back in 2022, the imposter syndrome, it came back because I'd never coached anyone before. But a few months later, when creatives started telling me, hey, Chris, this program is working. I landed a $10,000 client because of what you taught me. Or people saying I've been able to quit my job and go full time with videography. Well, hearing those stories from Creative Biz Launch members made me realize I was good at that too. And I needed proof to get myself to that level. And it happens at every level, and it's completely normal. But the solution here, at least for me, is to stack proof. So here are 2 ways to break the comparison trap. First, build an evidence vault. So save every positive comment, screenshot them, thank you emails, great reviews, take those booking confirmations you get, any client compliments, any referrals that clients give you. This is proof that you are good at what you do, and you can open up this vault and review it whenever that imposter syndrome comes creeping back in. Like for me, I have albums on my phone that I can look at, and above my desk right here, I've printed out like close to 100 nice comments I've gotten both from clients and members of Creative Biz Launch, and that is what I need to overcome my imposter syndrome. Second, if you really struggle with comparison, you can put yourself on a social media diet, and here you're just gonna limit how much time you actually spend scrolling through other creatives' feeds and limit this to like 15 minutes a day max. The only person you should compare yourself to is who you were yesterday, a week ago, 6 months ago. Are you growing? If so, that's the only metric that matters. Okay, habit 3, lack of boundaries. Now this shows up as taking on every client regardless of if they're a good fit or not, offering unlimited revisions because you're afraid of pushback, answering client texts at 9 p.m. on a Friday night, letting scope creep happen without any additional fees, discounting your rates for exposure or future work. And this habit, it's really poisonous because it trains clients to devalue your time and your expertise. It's going to breed resentment, and that affects your creative quality and your ability. It leads to total burnout, and worst of all, it's going to attract these low value clients that are going to take your time that you can be spending on more premium clients. And I had to learn this lesson the hard way. I had a client that was texting me late into the day, late at night, on weekends, expecting these quick responses, and I was stressed out. My work quality went down, and I almost walked away from this client and from photo work for a while. So if you struggle with boundaries, here's how you can actually break this habit. First, you can actually build these into your contract. So you can actually put in what the revision limits are, what deliverables are included. You should be having these in your contracts already. But if not, I would add these into your contract. So keep those revision caps in there. 2 rounds is standard, and anything beyond that costs extra. Next, set client communication hours and stick to them like your business depends on it, because it does. You can turn off your client notifications after those hours. Don't check email after 5 p.m. Figure out what works for you. And number 3, practice this phrase. I'd love to help with that. Here's how that would fit into our project pricing. Get comfortable having these money conversations with your clients. Now, when you show up as a true professional who walks with confidence and conviction and understands business needs of clients, when you know how to talk about the client's results and what they actually want, they're going to respect you more and respect your boundaries more. Here's a secret. So if you're charging premium rates, you'll almost always automatically get this kind of respect, because people assume that if you're charging a lot, you're good at what you do, you're busy, and they actually trust you more because of it. By having professional boundaries, you're not going to scare away the good clients, you're actually going to attract them more. Quality clients respect professionals who value their own time. Okay, habit number 4, shiny object syndrome. Now, this is basically a complete lack of focus, and this looks like constantly buying new gear or presets or watching videos without implementing. It's rebranding every 6 months instead of actually deepening your client relationships. It's chasing every trend instead of building sustainable systems built on first principles. It's jumping between posting a ton on social, then stopping, then doing cold email, then stopping, then trying to find local clients, then stopping. Now, shiny object syndrome is a business killer because you become a jack of all trades here. Your scattered effort leads to mediocre results across the board. Your marketing systems, you don't give them enough time to actually gain traction. It creates the illusion of progress, but there's no real growth here. And my first few years in business, I bought a ton of gear, and I always had a wish list of the next lens I would buy, the next light I would buy. And I thought that these would help me land clients. I would watch YouTube video after YouTube video, mostly to procrastinate. And it wasn't until I really started taking serious, consistent action on what I was learning that my business actually started growing. And honestly, this is one I still struggle with a lot because the longer I'm an entrepreneur, the more shiny objects present themselves. I have to say no to things constantly because I'm very mission driven right now. I'm trying to build the best education company for creative entrepreneurs out there, and we are getting closer to that goal each day, which is really exciting. A good example of this is I say no to most sponsorships for this YouTube channel unless I truly believe in them. If you go watch my videos, there's less than 5 companies I've actually been a sponsor on this channel. And every week, I get pitched a new product or a new service that wants to show up as a channel sponsor. There are loads of opportunities and I have to say no to them because they don't align with my long-term vision. And now with the rise of AI, there are a ton of opportunities I really want to pursue. But right now I'm staying focused on just building AI tools directly into Creative Biz Launch for our members to continue making this the best education company there is. And that's why I built out the Creative Biz Launch AI coach that's trained on my 5 years of knowledge about building a photo and video business that our members now have access to. So here's how you can actually break through the shiny object syndrome. First, I want you to choose one marketing channel and focus on it. You need to dedicate 90 days of consistent daily effort towards one channel and make it work. Second, implement a 60-day no new gear policy for yourself. You already have great gear. Focus on creating with that gear and invest your money into other areas of your business. Third, create a note on your phone to dump all those shiny object ideas into, and then go ahead and review them once a month or once a quarter. And number 4, when you're looking to actually invest money into something, figure out how that thing or that service or that course or coach is going to actually make you money within 30 days. And this is especially true for gear, which usually doesn't increase revenue at all. Now, finally, set quarterly goals, and I want you to filter every decision through the vision. And that's how you decide what to focus on. Now, success, it doesn't come from constantly chasing that next thing. It comes from being focused on the fundamentals, the boring work, the things that have been proven to work time and time again in business. And if you can focus on these for long enough, you will find success if you are doing these things correctly. I'm curious to hear which of these habits hit closest to home for you. Drop a comment, let me know down below. And also remember to grab that free client acquisition playbook. The link for that is in the description. It has the same frameworks that I use to go from struggling to consistently booking 5K plus projects. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Chris Pieta, and I will see you in the next one.